right, good morning, everybody. So it is January 13th, Saturday morning. It's a little chilly outside. I think it's -7 in where I'm at, North Dakota. So we're going to talk today about how my week went and a few other things, and I have a story to kind of tell you. So how did my week go? Not as good as I'd liked, but not as bad as it could have. So I did pretty decent with my walking. Not as good as I want to, but it's going to keep getting better. Doing pretty decent with my 1 meal a day. This week I've had I'm just going to rattle off some different meals I've had. One meal I had chili dogs. Night before that I used the air fryer, which I love the air fryer. Had like chicken strips. Kids had chicken nuggets. Just things like that. I didn't have any pizza this week. We had tacos one night, burritos. Tacos to me are like corn shells, deep fried, which aren't real good. So definitely would rather have the burrito as far as healthy choice. Morning Quiet Madness. Good to see you. So the walking, let's talk about 2018 and 2018. So how did I do this week? Well, not as good as I'd like to have. So you can see here, did like 2 miles, 2.16, 2.61, 3.2. Yesterday I actually came home a little bit early and really hammered down. I got 5 miles in, so I'm happy with that. Today, as long as I get back to 20 miles for the week, it's not as much as I need, but it's close enough to where if I keep improving and keep going, I shouldn't have any problem hitting 2018. So just got to stay motivated and keep at it. Crystal's doing good too. She hasn't updated her calendar the last couple days, so she's got to do that, and then our miles will be up to date. So I do want to talk a little bit more about 2018. I'm not in any way, I'm not promoting it or anything. It's what I'm doing, so I'm sharing it with you. So when you sign up, they send you a whole bunch of cool things to like help you track. So this is one of those things. What's cool is each little square has a different mileage. So the hexagons are 20 miles, the squares are 5 miles, triangles are 10, and the circles are 1. So if you run 3 miles or walk or jog 3 miles in a day, you would fill in 3 circles. Or if you did 6 miles, you'd fill in a square and a circle. So that's a cool tool they give you. Also, they give you all these little stickers here with the different milestones, and you put those around the chart also. So that's pretty cool. What else do they send you here? So they send you this here, which is I'm not big on the sign-in things. It's cool. It's a little thing saying that you will accept the challenge. So that's neat. They send you that. They also send you this here, which I haven't done yet, but I'm going to do this week, is write a message to your future self for the end of the year. So I need to think of something there that I can look back at and keep me motivated through the year. And then they send you, so you also get a shirt, which is really cool, which I forgot upstairs and I don't want to run up and grab it, so I'll show it to you next week if I remember. It's not a big deal. It's just it's like a workout shirt. Doesn't quite fit me. It's a little snug. So soon, hopefully. A couple other things they send you is this cool coin. So this is like you get this when they send it to you the first, right off the bat. So this is year 1 and they have like 4 coins. So next year I'd get year 2, then I get year 3 and so forth. So that's cool. You also get right off the get-go, they actually send you your medal for the year. I think the reason they do that is to kind of help you get motivated. What's cool about it though is the end of the year, when you actually hit your 2018, it flips up and says you're a finisher. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited about the whole prospect of actually succeeding this year. So it's going to be a long year as far as walking goes. So Crystal's doing really well. So this week we had to go to Bismarck. She had a dentist appointment. She's got to have an oral surgery that's going to kind of mess her diet up for a little bit because they don't want her to be on this diet when she has her surgery, but it's not a big deal. It's like a few days. So she's actually doing really good, way better than I am. And I just realized I did not even tell you what I've lost this week. So not anything to really brag about. So last week I was at 422.8. This week I'm at 421.8. So I've lost 1.6 pounds. Not a huge loss, but anything in that direction I'm okay with. Things I could have done better this week. I could have walked more. I could have managed my calories better. I could have managed what I was actually eating better as far as the quality of the food. I mean, chili dogs is not exactly a healthy food, but it's also not my biggest priority at the moment. So, morning, freedom in a budget. Good to see you. Hope your bank account balance as well. So, thanks, Quiet Madness. I'm cool with a loss. I just my frustrations are looking at the week and realizing how much better I could have done if I had just focused. So I'm going to give you for instance. Yesterday I walked up until it was close to the time I ate, and when I'm walking I've got that adrenaline going and whatever else is in your brain causing you to get excited. And my thought process is, all right, I've got this, I've nailed it. But then I get done and I have this horrible habit. I think I just did so good, I should probably treat myself to something. So I screw up and I have a treat. It's still in that hour window of when I'm going to eat, but it wasn't the greatest choice. So things like that I need to improve on. I think this week is going to be a lot better for me. It's going to be a lot better for me. That's the other thing. I need to quit saying I hope it's better, and I really need to focus on making it better. So it's going to be better. It is. Oh, here comes Mocha. Hi, Mocha. So that's my dog Mocha, if you don't know who he is, which I think everybody does. So yeah, I mean, other than that, I'm going to keep improving. Hey, buddy. I think the biggest problem I'm having right now is just the weather outside, and it's cold, and it's difficult for me to really get motivated to do anything outside because I don't like cold weather like this. So when it warms up a little bit, we're going to get a lot more active. So, all right. A few other things. Yeah, I think everybody is that way after working out. I mean, and you really think about it, we work our butt off, and I think we just need to find better ways to reward ourselves and get out of that mindset that, our reward is, I get to eat something. Maybe our reward is, I don't know, we can do 10 push-ups. I can't do 10 push-ups, but maybe that's what we need to change the mindset of what our rewards are. So I would say I burn a lot of calories just because of my size, and I think freedom in a budget, your comment, I think bigger people burn more calories. So just because they're so big, I think their body has to burn more calories. It's a lot more work for us to do the normal things. So I know I'm burning more calories than I'm eating, but not by much. So I've really got to buckle down on that. So what I'm going to do different next week is I'm going to definitely walk more. I'm going to really be mindful of my food. And yeah. Okay, so this week, anybody that knows me, before I get into my story, the story will kind of be the last thing I talk about in case I get emotional. I'm a big gadget, techie, geeky guy, okay? So I have always been, I really like drones, and I think most of you know that. So one of the drones that, my first drone I started out with was an Auto Robotics XPS Premium, or whatever, the X-Star Premium. And I've had some issues with it, switched over to DJI's models. So I have like a Phantom 4 Pro and their Mavic, which I love. Good morning, Melissa. So Autel, I'd kind of given up on, but they just released a new drone at CES, and this is their new drone. It looks a lot like the Mavic. It's called the Evo. I probably won't get it when it first comes out. I'm probably going to wait to see some reviews, but it's a really cool drone. So that's just something I'm excited about. I'm also really excited about the SpaceX program right now. The last couple of days, they were supposed to test fire their Falcon Heavy, which is actually 3 of their Falcon 9 rockets kind of stuck together. And they've canceled it, and hopefully they're going to do it today. So I'm excited about that. That's the real first step in them getting to launch that, hopefully this month. I'm guessing it'll be next month. And then that just that really just keeps moving space exploration into the future. So excited about that. Next week, so I bought something. I bought something. I have skin tags really bad in some places that I can't do anything about. I have skin tags on the inside of my thighs, but I have some that are annoying, like on the back of my head. I have a couple of moles under my arm, and I found this thing called the spot pen, the sweep spot pen. It's this thing right here. So I bought this. It's cheap and it works. I've seen the videos on YouTube. It's pretty cool. I haven't really done it on myself yet, but I did do like a little test right here, and just to see, and that hurts like a mother. That's all there is to it. It hurts, but beauty is pain, I think is what they say. So I'm going to be playing with that this week, and next Saturday I'll probably talk about it some more. I've got to get some topical cream to help numb the areas where I'm going to try this, and then give it a shot, because it does hurt really bad. So but it's pretty cool. I'm excited to get rid of some of these skin tags. Skin tags are annoying, especially if you're a guy and you shave, which is part of the reason why I don't like to shave too much, is because I do hit stuff and it bleeds and it bugs me. But I mean, for some reason it seems like bigger people have problems with skin tags. So I have problems with skin tags, and I'm hoping this helps to some degree without spending a ton of money at a dermatologist. But if you're ever concerned, you should always seek advice from a dermatologist. That's my disclaimer for the day. Yep, that's actually what. So I heard. So Quiet Madness says Oragel. I've heard Oragel, and then there's a baby cream that has lidocaine in it, which I've also heard does good. So I've also got to get Bactine and some other stuff for cleanliness and making sure that I don't get an infection. So yeah, we're full steam ahead on that one. All right, so real quick, I'm going to talk about Amber Lynn Reed. I know this is one of those controversial things where a lot of people think I only talk to her or about her because of views, and I really don't care about that. I consider myself a friend. Her and I talk outside of YouTube occasionally, not a ton. I definitely don't take, anything she's doing is not because of me. Plain and simple. I would never take credit for that. I think she's doing a decent job right now of trying to get on the right track. And hopefully she can do that and get rid of some of the drama. I try to give her some advice on her channel and in private, but it's difficult. So I'm still wishing her all the best, and we'll just see where it goes. So I totally get the frustration with the drama and stuff. I hate drama. I moved 1,000 miles to be away from drama. So I get the drama issue completely. All right. So we'll just jump right into story time. So I have a lot of anxiety issues. I have a lot of depression issues. I don't really go get medical attention for that. It's not, there probably was a point in my life I should have. I didn't. I sought spiritual relief instead of medical relief. So that helped. I'm better as far as the depression goes. As far as anxiety and worrying, that is just something that it's in me, and I don't know how to get id of that. I try to deal with it the best I can, different stress relief techniques. One of those now, exercise is great for this. If you have a huge buildup of anxiety, go run a mile. You're going to feel better. But trying to figure out, what's at the core of these issues. Part of it is just genetics. It's my mom is this way, I'm this way. It's just kind of the way we are. But then you got to look at what other things in your life have affected this and caused it to magnify or multiply, to be worse than it is or should be, and how can you manage that? And if I go back and look at my childhood, I had great parents. I have great parents. I didn't really have any problems at home. Nothing out of the ordinary. My mom worked crazy hours. Me and my brother and my sister sometimes were home alone. Back in the day, that was the norm. But some of the things that affected me, there was a lot of loss in my life as a kid. And I didn't deal with it probably as well as I should have. I am introverted. This conversation here probably would not take place if I actually had you guys physically sitting in front of me. I don't think I could have this conversation. I can't have this conversation one-on-one with somebody because I just don't. I don't know. It's hard for me to get things out. I'm definitely an introvert. But looking back when I was a kid and the amount of loss that I sustained, it really started back when I was about 12 years old. I was a good kid. I did good in school. I didn't have a lot of friends. I was very quiet, but I did have one really good friend, and he was someone who was on my bowling team. We bowled together. We hung out at recess. We were in different grades. I was a grade above him, but he was just my friend. I mean, we were always people we could talk to and deal with things, and we were very similar to each other. So this story, I went to school one day, and he came to me and he said, "Hey, I want to talk to you at recess today." And I was like, "Okay." And my aunt was in town, and so I decided I really wanted to go home, so I faked sick and I left before lunch. So the next day I come to school, and my friend's not at school. And I'm like, "Oh crap, he must be sick or something." And I didn't know what was going on. So I went into class, and they made an announcement over the PA system, and it's one of those things you just never forget. It's a memory that everything is really vivid of where you were at, what was going on, the smells, the sound of the voice of the person who actually made the announcement. It's just so vivid. But it was the vice president of our class, which I don't know why we had a vice president of our class in 7th grade, but she came over and said that Nathan had passed away from a gunshot wound the day before. And it hit me. I mean, you can imagine how it hit me then. My best friend, someone just told me over a speaker that they were gone, like they died. And I was just completely, I lost it bad. I ran to the principal's office and couldn't quit. I couldn't even get a breath. So they, parents came and picked me up. I went home, and I didn't even understand what had happened. So I went back to school a few days later, and I found out that he had actually taken his own life. And I really had no idea why. I had no clue. All I knew is that my best friend died, and whatever he wanted to, and I knew he wanted to talk to me. And so I was always, after that, wondering, why did he want to talk to me? Did something happen that I could have prevented this? So it was really one of those open-ended, no closure situations for me. Later on, I found out, that he had someone who was bullying him, and it got so much worse. There were events that took place that caused that bully to take his own life, and then there was another person who took their life that they felt like was connected with that situation. And there was a year and a half that was just horrible in regards to that. And that's honestly, that's one of the main reasons I stopped bowling is I was just, anytime I go bowling, that's what I think about, is that whole situation. And there was just no way to get back into enjoying that sport with those feelings and emotions attached. So that was just middle school. And then after that, there were so many times we lost friends, even up until senior year, just a couple weeks before graduation, lost a good friend in our class who passed away in a car wreck. And just all these things throughout this whole time. I mean, those are the bad things, the things that you have no control over and that leave you with all these questions. And it's stuff like that I really let back into my head, and that's what tends to really be the thing that knocks me down and takes me off track is when I start thinking about that and realizing no matter and I'll tell you the bad side, then I'll tell you the good. Where I go with all of this in my head is we have no control, or so little that most of what we do does not affect the outcomes. I have tried for 10 years now to lose weight, and I am back to almost exactly, well, not exactly, but I'm back to a place I don't want to be. And with all this worrying and anxiety, it's like, I know worrying about these things doesn't change anything. It doesn't affect what's going on with it, but I still worry about it. So I've got to start looking at how do I change my mindset on that. And this morning, which I know I'm rambling, I'm sorry, but this morning I went and got a coffee at the gas station by myself. Saturday mornings, I like to just go by myself for 45 minutes or an hour and do something. Went and got a coffee, and one of the simplest things that I forget that is the most beautiful things in the world you don't have control over. Just the sunrise and the sunset. You have absolutely no effect on that, no control. You can't control the weather, you can't control anything. And even if you can't see the sunrise and the sunset, it still happens. So when you do see it, you just got to remember that, and I'll get back to my friend here in a second, but you got to remember that even though those clouds are there, there's still beauty behind it. And so I know my friend passed away. He took his own life. Maybe I could have, or maybe I couldn't have done something to affect that. It's something you just won't ever know. You don't know what's going on behind that cloud. I mean, you know what's going on, you just can't see it. So the thing where I finally have came to with my friend, and this is a while back, is that I don't know if I could have affected his passing, but I do know that I affected him up to that point. And anytime we were together, we were happy, we were having a good time, and that's what matters. So I'm gonna start looking at more things like that. I really want to start looking at weight loss, life, family, marriage, everything. There are bad things that happen, but you've really got to look at all of the good things that have happened in the past and know that there are going to be good things that happen in the future. So don't focus on the negative things. And this is what I do all the time. I worry about all of the negative crap, and I've got to quit worrying about the negative stuff and really embrace the positive stuff. So I'm a lot better with this now after I really found out everything that had happened. And I didn't find out everything that happened until I was 26 years old. So that's a long time to go wondering what happened to your friend. But I am, as far as that situation, there's still a couple days a year where I probably stop and sit down and have a good cry about it and get it out of my system and hope that he's in a better place, even though that could be a complicated conversation. So, he was a good kid. That's what I'll say. He never did anything that I'm aware of to hurt anybody. He was always a good friend with bowling, and he was a pretty good person. I did have, after that, I had a lot more friends. I became more comfortable with people my own age once I got into high school, and I did have 3 really great friends that are still my friends. I just don't talk to them very much. That's what happens when you get married. Don't ever get married, guys. I hope my wife doesn't see that part. Let's see. All right, I've been rambling on quite a while about that. So if anybody wants to ask me any questions, now is the time to do it. If you want to tell me how you've been doing, I know I've had a few emails with some great accomplishments these last few weeks, which is awesome. So if you are one of those people who emailed me and you're watching this, great job. Even if it's, even if you don't lose any weight, you stay the same, or even if you gain a little weight, weight fluctuates. Just keep chugging along, keep doing the best you can. And I think what I really got to stop thinking is that in a year I'm going to weigh 285 pounds. What I really need to focus on is making decisions that I can sustain long term, and in 5 years have a good lifestyle that I can maintain and be healthy. So that's where I think we all need to focus on going. It's okay to, if you got to lose 15 pounds for a wedding or something, but that's not something that you're really sustaining. That's something you're focused on to do for a one-time event. So life changes is what we're talking about here. Life changes. Oh, I can't think of anything else, guys. Jaden's basketball. There we go. I'll tell you about that real quick. Jaden's in basketball in 8th grade. It's his first time ever playing basketball. He sucks at it really bad. My kids don't watch these, so I don't have to worry about it. I can say whatever I want about them. So he's on the B team or whatever that means. He's an 8th grader, right? Come on. He does like it. He's been practicing every day, which is driving me nuts because now I've got to do my schoolwork. I've got regular work. I got to help feed kids. I got to go pick up Jaden from practices. So busy. But he's doing good. His first game is this week, which we have to miss because it's in Bismarck, an hour and a half away, and it's in the middle of the day for some reason. So his second game, though, will be here, and we'll get to go to that. So I'm excited for that. I love sports. I love a lot of sports that I used to be a big NFL fan. Not anymore. I am out of the professional sports game. I don't care to watch anybody that gets paid to play anymore. I just don't enjoy it. I would much rather watch a college football team than a NFL team or any of those guys. So I'm much happier watching. And my favorite thing is high school football. When I go home, I still go watch my high school football. The Wolverines play when they're playing and I'm in town. I love it. It's the greatest thing in the world. Even if they lose, it's still awesome. So schoolwork real quick. I'm sorry, guys. I'm all over the place with stuff today. Schoolwork is going good. Right now I have like an A- in both my classes. This math stuff is really... The math is driving me nuts. Talk about... I don't get it. Like, when the heck are you going to... I mean, I'm never going to use the stuff that I'm learning. I'll give you that. It makes sense to kind of have an understanding of it, and I think it helps you with the logical processes that you could apply in life, but they're probably not anything I'm going to ever use. The statistics side of it, I think I can use, but the discrete stuff, it's just probably not something I'll ever need. It is good to have an understanding of it, though. So the programming class I'm in, that's going good. A little frustrated with the teacher not getting they're not correcting their homework on time, and they're not getting their live chats are scheduled, but they don't show up, so then they reschedule them on short notice, which is really frustrating. So Melissa, my wife, Crystal, would also say that is her worst subject. Matter of fact, I helped her a lot with her math when she was in college. So yeah, math can suck. It can. It can be very difficult, and the only reason I'm good at it is because I do like numbers and figuring out patterns. So that's really the only reason. In general, I don't like the concept of doing math just to do math, but I do love problem solving. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. So I am finishing up. I think I'll be done the end of next year or the beginning of 2020 early with my bachelor's in information systems management. So with an emphasis on project management. So I'm excited about that. It's not anything I don't know how to do or haven't done. It's just getting that official piece of paper. I have an associate's, but nobody wants an associate's. Everybody wants a bachelor's or a master's. So, and I might continue on afterwards. I mean, I think I'm kind of dumb not to, especially where I work. I have a great job. I love my job. I love where I work. I love the people I work with. Not doing this to leave them. I'm doing this in hopes to be able to do better for them and to better myself and to grow with the organization. Be able to help grow my staff better. But it's also free. It's not free. There's incentives to do it. So there is like they have reimbursements for a certain dollar amount per year, which to me you're crazy if you don't take advantage of. I'm still racking up loans, which I'll have to pay off, but it's cheaper because they're helping with some of the finances. So that's good. Let's see. I think I might have finally ran out of stuff to talk about, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to focus this week on losing some weight and doing some walking. And I need to try to get a couple more videos in this week. I really want to start working on better, I wouldn't say vlogging videos, but just fun informational videos, kind of vlogging. But I really like Casey Neistat. I really like what he does. I don't know how he can do it. I mean, that guy has got to do nothing but edit video for like 16 hours a day with what he does. But if I sat here for 16 hours a day, I would be twice my size. So, all right, guys. Well, I have taken up 30 minutes of your day, and I'm going to go watch my kids eat breakfast and do a little walking and spend some time with my wife, Crystal with a K. So, all right, guys, I will see you next Saturday morning, same time, 9 a.m. Mountain Time, unless I see you sooner. So hope you guys have a great weekend. And like always, if you need help, you've just got to ask.